It's finally happening. The New York Knicks are witnessing their young stars break out as the team has found multiple hidden gems for this squad going forwards in the form of their young stars who are really showing that they have great futures in the NBA with the Knicks. And this is going to become more and more important as time goes on. We're going to explain why this is going to become so important down the line in just a year or two, and also why these guys officially are starting to look like these NBA stars that the Knicks so desperately could use, specifically for the future when things really start to heat up. Guys, we're going to go over all this, but before we do that, we are going to jump in to making sure you subscribe to Knicks Digest if you're part of that 56%. That's not subscribed to Knicks Digest. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss a single New York Knicks update. We got videos coming out every single day regarding the New York Knicks, breaking down everything that is happening with the team. If you want to know all the stuff going on with the Knicks, this is the place to be. But let's jump into the video, guys. There is a lot to go over on the Knicks right now because it's finally happening. We're witnessing these Knicks star players really start to break out onto the scene. Specifically this one right here, as the Knicks have found a hidden gem for this roster. That is going to be a huge piece down the line. This is obviously none other than Ariel Hukporti. Hukporti has had a nice start to his NBA career. He was in very limited minutes last year as a rookie and did end up dealing with an injury, but he always showed potential. He's not afraid to put the ball on the floor. He's a versatile big man with good passing skills and a very, very good eye for blocking shots. On top of that, looks comfortable on the offensive end and is just really good at rim running as well. Hukporti has a lot of things to like about him, and the man was once upon a time viewed as a first-round pick back in 2021, but after tearing his Achilles, he did miss a whole season of basketball, ended up declaring for the 2023 draft, and was the last pick in the draft by the Knicks, and that pick has proven to be an absolute steal for the team. Hukporti showed up in the G League recently just to get some extra reps after an excellent game against the Orlando Magic, and he continued his streak of looking confident and playing well. Now, the Westchester Knicks have been terrible this year, being 1-11. However, Hukporti balled out, putting up 21 points, 11 rebounds, 5 of them being offensive, with 2 assists and 4 blocks. This is a guy who has some reminiscence of Mitchell Robinson when it comes to the offensive rebounding and the blocking of shots. Hukporti looks very, very good. And this is going to matter down the line as well. I mean, just looking at this season as well over the last 5-game stretch, he's only playing in around 10 minutes, and they've been really inconsistent on when those minutes come. But he's averaging in that span 2 points and 3 rebounds per game. And the team's defensive rating is better when he's on the floor. So the team does well when he's there defensively, and he does add more rim protection, and he's a versatile defender. He's quick on his feet, and he could use that to sort of pick up guys on the perimeter when he has to, whether that's in a switch or whether he's guarding someone who is a more perimeter-oriented big man. That's super helpful when you look at a guy like Hukporti, that he could step out. And, I mean, I hate to just keep making the comparison, but there's just a whole lot of Isaiah Hartenstein in his game. I mean, everything from the way he plays, being a lefty, having the quick feet, maybe not being the strongest center in the world, but strong enough to not get bullied, and also just overall a very talented player with serious skill to the game. Hukporti also did actually shoot a couple threes as well for the Knicks, which was a really cool thing to see him do. I mean, he did absolutely pull a few threes. They didn't go in. He was 0 for 4, but the shooting stroke looked nice. And he's looked adept to, or he's looked at least open to shooting mid-ranges in the past as well in the NBA. So to see that he's willing to start to space the floor a little bit is something that you absolutely love to see. Now, on top of this, we've also seen that Hukporti has really just been balling out when it comes down to the way that he's been in the NBA as well. He ended up having an excellent stretch of basketball games, specifically against the Orlando Magic, which was one of the best games that he put up in his NBA career. Now, Christian Winfield talked about saying Ariel Hukporti wins another Defensive Player of the Game award today against the Orlando Magic. Now, this is obviously a few days ago that this happened, but Mike Brown says that OG Anunoby was an honorable mention, and Ian Begley talked about Hukporti recently and everything surrounding the Knicks, specifically against the Orlando Magic when Karl-Anthony Towns was out with a calf tightness thing, and Begley said that Mitchell Robinson has been held out of the lineup for precautionary reasons. Karl-Anthony Towns missed Sunday's win over Orlando with calf tightness. Through it all, the Knicks have held up pretty well. They've won 13-14 at home, and they're 16-7 overall. On Sunday, New York went to Ariel Hukporti, and the second-year center delivered. Hukporti had 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 assists, and hit all 4 of his free throw attempts. So he's showing a lot of good, and that is going to be super helpful down the line. And Mike Brown talked about him as well, saying he's longer and more athletic than you think, and he has a nose for the ball, When he goes up, those things right there start the process for him so he can have success everywhere else. He may not be a shot blocker like Mitch because he's not as long, but because he has good feet, he's got good feel. He can take a hit from someone who's driving and not fold. He's strong enough, sturdy enough to take that hit and go vertical, which makes him a very good rim protector or a paint protector. And he's done a pretty good job of screening. Those are things he needs to base his game around. And from there, anything else that comes to the table is gravy. So Mike Brown clearly is a fan of Hukporti's game. Hukporti started the first game of the year with the Knicks, and then also he fell out of the rotation for a bit after some struggling, but now the Knicks are going to him more again. I mean, look, the Gershon Yabusele experiment has not worked right now, and Mitchell Robinson still does miss games due to precautionary reasons. He's not going to play back-to-backs this year. And Karl-Anthony Towns, if he starts to deal with a lingering injury or just any injury at all and misses a game or two, Hukporti gets thrusted into a massive role for this Knicks team. So when we look at Hukporti and the way that he started to play, this is absolutely huge, especially considering the fact that the Knicks do have Mitchell Robinson on an expiring contract. The Knicks, to re-sign Robinson, would likely dip in to that second apron, which obviously them and the other 29 teams in the NBA try to avoid. Because of that, if Hukporti starts to blossom, the Knicks might be a little bit skittish to pay Mitchell Robinson. If Hukporti can turn into the player that they hope he could turn into, then there's a world where they don't try to repay Mitchell Robinson as much money as maybe Mitch asks for, and they risk losing him in free agency. Remember, Mitch is the one player on the roster that Leon Rose didn't bring here, so there's a little bit of a disconnection compared to the rest of the roster. And even so, we've seen Leon Rose trade away guys who have meant a whole lot to this team, even if he brought them in, whether that's Quentin Grimes, Dante DiVincenzo. We've seen it before, so it becomes one of those things that we have to understand. The Knicks, they're going to do whatever they can to avoid that second apron while also being contenders. They see themselves as contenders this season, but they don't want a one-year window. If they have to let Mitchell Robinson walk, a lot of pressure goes on to Hukporti to be able to show up and take over that role, become a rim protector, be a good paint passer, just be able to control the ball well, get those offensive rebounds, get those defensive rebounds. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Hukporti goes about this. But on top of that, we're also seeing other young players ball out. We're seeing Mohamed Diawara, who had the opportunity to go play a stint in the G League to showcase himself. And as 50 Nuances said, he made the most of it. He put up 16 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, going 7 for 9 from the field. He's showing serious potential. Mohamed Diawara looks like a role player down the line. He looks like a legit NBA rotation player. That's just what is happening right now with Diawara. He's shown up twice in the G League and looked very comfortable. In his 2 games in the G League, he's putting up 16.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's shooting well from the field, and he's also shooting 33% from 3. Mohamed Diawara looks very good. The defense looks good. He's really starting to slowly blossom. Now, he is still raw, and it's going to take some time, and it's not going to be this year. But Diawara definitely looks like a future rotation player for the Knicks. So it's an excellent job done to see this happen. While on top of that, we're also still seeing Pacome Dadier have a very, very good run in the G League as well, putting up 17 points and just looking good, looking more and more comfortable, which is important for Dadier. But the big thing is, can he get those shooting percentages up? This year, shooting 38% from the field and 33% from 3 in his 4 Westchester Knicks games. The Knicks are keeping him down there effectively so they can see if he's going to be able to really blossom with the ball in his hands. The Knicks want Pacome to be able to dribble the ball, and he's had a nice handle, so there's a world that if he can start creating his own shots, the Knicks will bring him up and feel a lot more comfortable putting him in game situations. But that's yet to be seen. Right now, we're seeing both Hukporti and also Mohamed Diawara absolutely break out onto the scene. It's been very, very good for the Knicks, and we are going to keep you updated on everything regarding the team going forward. So, guys, make sure to subscribe to Knicks Digest if you're not already subscribed. Like the video, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks.